The Cleveland Browns are considered one of the most unluckiest teams in NFL history. They have never been to a Super Bowl and have gone through many years of terrible events, like the move from Cleveland to Baltimore, which became known as the Ghost Franchise Paradox, or the historical firing of Paul Brown. Cleveland has gone through over 40 different starting quarterbacks since 1999, when they rejoined the league as an expansion team, which is the most in the NFL. The Cleveland Browns curse has shown that whenever someone leaves Cleveland, they start becoming successful, no matter where they go, which isn't the best look on the Browns. But despite this historical terror, the Browns are slowly but surely climbing their way to becoming a good team, even though the numbers may not show it. In this video, I'm going to go over the key factors that, if executed correctly, will allow the Cleveland Browns to rise up to a division title by next year. Just this past Monday, January 5th, the Browns fired former head coach Kevin Stefanski after he had been on thin ice the whole season. The Browns finished the season with a record of 5-12. While it may seem strange that Stefanski was fired after 6 seasons with the Browns that included 2 Coach of the Year awards in both 2020, where he led the Browns to their first playoff win in almost 20 years, and 2023, the real truth lies in the numbers, where we see how the Browns were playing overall under him. The short-term wins may seem nice and celebratory, but the long-term effects and the influence that is left on the team shows a different story. Stefanski ended his coaching partnership with the Browns with a regular season record of 45 wins and 56 losses, giving the Browns a 45% win rate under Stefanski during the regular season. For reference, the Pittsburgh Steelers had a record of 10-7 this year and a 59% win rate, and they are said to be the weakest team in the playoffs this year. The Browns, just like any other team, want to win and keep winning, but Stefanski has gotten the Browns to have one good season and go back to being a bad team. Stefanski also started a quarterback carousel this season, going through 3 different starting quarterbacks, Joe Flacco, Dillon Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders, who we'll get into later. The former head coach has also made a very unbalanced team, as the Browns' offense and special teams are ranked 30th or lower in the league, and the defense is ranked 4th via ESPN. One of the final straws for me was a 29-31 loss to the Tennessee Titans in Week 14 last month, ending with this terrible play.
Staff. Now they're going for 2 after missing earlier for the tie. No Shedeur. It's Judkins on the direct snap. He was supposed to pitch it, but didn't and couldn't. And now he's going to have to throw it, and he does. And it's incomplete. And the Titans hold him off.
Overall, the firing of Kevin Stefanski was, in my opinion, a good decision, and he left the Browns with this quote that shows his professionalism and collectiveness, which is a good look for him to other teams who had just fired their head coaches, specifically the Baltimore Ravens, New York Giants, and Tennessee Titans, who he got interviewed by. Here's the quote from Stefanski. "After 6 seasons as the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, I leave with an immense sense of gratitude. When I arrived in January of 2020, this organization, this community, and Browns fans embraced me and my family with open arms. I cannot express properly in words how good we have been treated. A sincere thank you to everyone who I have been so blessed to work for and with over these 6 seasons. I'd like to especially thank my coaching staff, and the players who did everything that was ever asked of them. They fought through injury and adversity while always putting the team first. I wish all of you nothing but success. And that's where the quote ends. The Browns did fire Stefanski, but that also means that they need to find a new head coach, and multiple heads have stepped up. Cleveland has interviewed a few people for the head coach position, which include Todd Monken, OC for the Baltimore Ravens, Aiden Durd, DC for the Seahawks, Dan Pitcher, OC for the Bengals, Tommy Rees, OC for the Browns, and Jim Schwartz, DC for the Browns. The type of coach they need is one who can develop Browns starting quarterback Shedeur Sanders, which is where names like Todd Monken and former Miami Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel start to come to light, because they are both coaches who have historically helped quarterbacks fix issues of holding the ball too long and having to throw it away, wasting a play. Also, they adapt to each quarterback's unique way of learning and understanding and can focus on each player's abilities and weaknesses and can build playbooks and offenses off of that. While these names would be great at the head coach position for the Browns, there's one clear favorite from all the fans for this position, Jim Schwartz. Currently, Jim Schwartz is the defensive coordinator for the Browns team and led the defense to being top 4 in the whole league. But General Andrew Berry makes a strong counterpoint. He and the team believe that Jim Schwartz has been doing a wonderful job on evolving the Browns' defense, so keeping him in his current position would be the most sensible decision to make. Players like starting safety Grant Delpit want Schwartz to stay as a defensive coordinator because of his lasting impact on the defense this year. But we may just have to wait and see what the Browns decide. Will the Browns go for one of the top individuals like Todd Monken or Jim Schwartz for the job? Or will they take a turn and go for former Ravens head coach John Harbaugh, who got fired recently? Only time will tell, but other questions must be answered for the Browns, like whether Shedeur Sanders is the best option for the future of the Browns offense.
The Seattle Seahawks have traded the 144th pick to the Cleveland Browns. With the 144th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Shedeur Sanders, quarterback, Colorado.
Listen to the reaction.
Browns fans are practically split between the big argument about the future of the Browns offense. Is Shedeur Sanders the best option for a starting quarterback position? I personally believe he will be a great quarterback after some more experience and time on the field, but others believe differently. Let's take a look at both sides of the argument. First, to support the side that shows Shedeur should stay as starting quarterback, he had improvement over the whole season every week. His completion percentage in his first start was 25%, but over his 6 starts, he grew in responsibility and experience, ending his last start with a completion percentage of 50%. Over all his 6 starts, he averaged a completion percentage of 56%, which shows that experience and pressure contribute to the results in the game. Shedeur is also praised for his command over the offense and organization throughout play calling and controlling the team, and has a good clutch factor, which was not seen at all with Joe Flacco and Dillon Gabriel. Sanders posted an 11.5% pressure to sack ratio, showing his ability to stay collected in tough situations, his adaptation, and quick thinking in dangerous scenarios, which may prove to be helpful when the Browns are rebuilding their offensive line. Players like starting defensive end Myles Garrett have publicly shown their gratitude for having a player like Shedeur on the team, as he is reportedly a natural leader and takes the blame for the team's losses. These factors contribute to the fact that Shedeur Sanders is ready to be an NFL quarterback, but some don't think so. This is because of multiple reasons, including his QBR, which was an average of 18.8 over his 6 starts in the season. In addition to that, his interception to touchdown ratio was 10-7, showing that he likes to take risks for the big play rather than playing a safe game. Most head coaches also like to have their guy that is protected and is the face of the team. But Shedeur lacks that factor, being a 5th-round draft pick, and a quarterback who needs time to develop doesn't work with the plans to execute complex strategies if head coaches like Mike McDaniel are hired. Even though this seems like an easy question to answer on the outside, diving deeper and taking a look at all the details reveal that the decision to keep Shedeur Sanders at his current position depends entirely on the type of head coach that is going to be hired and the level of patience that they have, because Shedeur is a quarterback that is going to need some time to work and perfect his abilities. The Browns have 2 first-round picks in the NFL draft, but it's a tough decision on who to pick. The Browns definitely need a new offensive line, so drafting players like Miami's Francis Mauigoa or Utah's Spencer Fano could be key to protecting the quarterback. But Cleveland will need some wide receivers, as Jerry Jeudy isn't playing up to expectations and is facing a sharp downfall. So prospects like Texas's Matthew Golden or Ohio State's Carnell Tate would also be strategic picks. But depending on what type of coach the Browns decide to hire, Cleveland may need a new quarterback to replace Shedeur Sanders, like Heisman winner Fernando Mendoza from Indiana. This finally revolves to my opinion and circles around back to the head coach decision. Hiring a head coach like Todd Monken or Mike McDaniel may cause the Browns to use their 6th overall pick on a quarterback like Fernando Mendoza or Dante Moore, which I'm not a fan of. I truly believe that Shedeur Sanders has the capability to become a great quarterback and lead our offense to potentially a playoff win by next year. Hiring Jim Schwartz for the position may lead to an offensive tackle selection based off of his previous draft picks when he was the Detroit Lions head coach. But the Browns are so close to becoming a great team, and just a slight change in mindset and another round of great rookie class will ensure success amongst the whole team. That's all I've got to say for this video. The Browns have finally listened to their fans and realized what it's going to take to become successful. Whether that may be keeping or tossing Shedeur Sanders or hiring a completely different person for the head coach position, I'm all for it. Because even though things may seem like a bad decision at first, I have my faith in the Browns that we can become a great team eventually. This has been Sportsmaster Cleveland, and I wish everyone a good year as we wait and see how the playoffs, draft, and offseason unfold for each and every team.